Hey YouTube, this is Melissa, aka, as you guys know me so far, Doxy Doodle. And for my first vlog, I figured that I would respond to a challenge that one of my friends posted way back called Whoa, Dream Big, as originally done by Juno, but no, as originally done by pyschofansquirrel. In this challenge, I am going to tell you what I want to do should I fail at my original plan for life. Well, first I figured I should tell you I don't know what I'd be failing at because I don't know what my plan for life is yet. We're just going to see how that goes. Number 1. Learn to speak German completely fluently, which I actually plan on doing no matter what I do in life. Like, even if I fail at everything else, I'm going to learn to speak German completely fluently. But anyway, after I do that, I'm going to go to Germany and or Austria, and I'm going to completely dazzle all of the casters for all of their musicals and star in any one of the following. Elisabeth, which is actually pronounced Elisabeth in German, as the character of Elisabeth. Tanz der Vampire, which translates into Dance of the Vampires, as Sarah. Dracula das Musical, as Mina or Lucy. Rebecca, as Ich. Or any other awesome new German musicals that the German musical people put together by the time I'm old enough to go and achieve this goal. Number 2. Find the fountain of youth and bottle every last drop of its contents, which I will use completely for my own gain. So, I will use what I have bottled from the fountain of youth on each of the following men. In alphabetical order: Alan Rickman, Anthony Hopkins, Christopher Eccleston, David Bowie, David Tennant, Ewan McGregor, Gary Oldman, Gaspard Ulliel, Harrison Ford, Hugh Jackman, John Sim, Johnny Depp, Jude Law, Richard Gere, Richard Roxburgh, Thomas Borchardt, and Uwe Kloger. In order to make them my age, whatever age I may be at that point, because all of these men happen to be significantly older than I am, and one, I don't want it to be super creepy that they're in my harem, because harems, let's face it, are already pretty creepy, and 2, that way they won't die before I can have my wicked way with them. Number 3, which is really just an extension of number 2. I'm going to kidnap JK Rowling, however you say her name, because I am convinced that she is in fact a witch who knows all of the spells in her books and can make all of the potions in her books and all that jazz. So I'll kidnap her and have her make me as many love potions as I need for all of these men and give them to them, because let's face it would suck if they were part of my harem and then they didn't love me or were obsessed with me or whatever. And just assume that these love potions will be strong enough to overcome any homosexuality that is included within my harem, such as Uwe Kloger or any of the other ones who are secretly gay and I really don't know about it. And we have to assume that this love potion will be strong enough to overcome any sort of homosexuality within my harem, because although I have no problem with people who are homosexual, in fact I am a huge advocate for homosexual rights, it just wouldn't work out if they were homosexual and part of my harem, because let's face it, I'm not a man. Number 4. I'm going to be cliché and say invent the cure for the common cold, because you know what, I'm sick right now and it sucks. Number 5. Become an established fanfiction writer of any of my fandoms. But let's face it, in order to do this, I'd actually have to finish a piece of fanfiction. Shocking, I know. Which would also be a dream of mine, to finish a piece of fanfiction and possibly finish an original fiction of mine and turn it into a book and become a millionaire author off of my romance book. Number 6. Learn how to sew and become so fantabulous at it that I can make any sort of replica costume from any TV show or musical or movie that I want to. And then, once I learn how to do that, and once I've made all of the costumes that I want to make, I will parade around in them, one each week in a different place, and just walk down the street, and wait for people to recognize me and be fangirlish about whatever I'm wearing. And last, but certainly not least, number 7. If I fail at all of these things, then I am going to go to Russell T Davies, who, like JK Rowling, I am convinced is not a witch, but a Time Lord, and he knows all of the knowledge of the Time Lords, just like the Doctor from Doctor Who. And I am going to force him to give me his TARDIS, and I will go back in time to my original life plan and tell my past self with all of my knowledge from all of my previous failures, how to succeed at my original life plan. And after I do that, since I will succeed at my original plan, I won't need to do any of those other things, or fail at any of those other things, and I will cease to exist as a failure. Despite the fact that crossing your own timeline never does anybody any good in Doctor Who, I'm gonna ignore that fact, because, let's face it, it would just suck if I screwed everything up and then screwed myself over because I crossed over my own timeline. Really, it would. So, that's my video, and I hope you enjoyed it and getting to know a little bit about me. Bye, YouTube!